What's up, VC? Kieran here. Been a minute. I haven't made a video in almost a month, I think. It's been busy, summertime. I posted that one video of me digging in Toronto, which was just ridiculous. I know a lot of you reacted to that. It was quite something, digging through those crates, those boxes he had just lying around there. I guess he had just got them in. I think he shipped them in from the US, but it's just ridiculous to see that many rare records in one place. Not something, you know, you often go digging and you don't even see one of those records, let alone, you know, hundreds of them all together in multiple copies of jazz and soul. You guys saw it. If you didn't see the last video, go check it out. Just stupid, but I didn't really have a field day in terms of buying because it's just out of my price range. He's asking top dollar, which is, you know, fair for him, but out of my price range for those, you know, I can't be buying multiple. I mean, $50 record is like a cheap record there. So, you know, easily you're pulling out records and it's $100 or $200 a record. So just stayed away, but a pleasure to dig through. I did find another store in Toronto, which I had never been to. Actually, I'd been to Cosmos before, the one that I showed the video from, but Pandemonium, which I just kind of came across. It was in the neighborhood that I was staying at, a friend's place who just bought a new house, and that was a great spot. I bought a few records there. So I'm just going to show, I have a big stack. I have had it for, you know, past few weeks, and I haven't really even had the chance to listen to records much over the past few weeks. I've barely played anything. But I want to share this before, you know, I get more records in and then it's been so long. So I'll just share what I have, my new records, recent finds. A couple of them are gifts. So it was my birthday at the end of July and I got a sweet gift from my brother-in-law, and it is Dizzy Atmosphere. I'm going to try to reduce the glare here. So Dizzy Atmosphere, this is a Lee Morgan set from I think it's 58 if I'm not mistaken. So Lee Morgan, Dizzy Atmosphere, 1958, and this is on Specialty Records. So this is not a common record, and I had actually seen this in the store before he bought it for me and wanted it, but it wasn't cheap, and he got it for me, which is an actually wonderful gift. This is a Canadian pressing. The sleeve says printed in USA, and it's a specialty, which is a label I didn't know. And so on here you have Al Gray on trombone, Billy Mitchell on tenor sax, Lee Morgan on trumpet, Charlie Persip on drums, Paul West on bass, Billy Root on baritone sax, and Wynton Kelly on piano. And I mean, to own a Lee Morgan record from this time period, you're talking, his other recordings were on VJ and Blue Note, but I'm never going to own an original Lee Morgan Blue Note from the 50s because they go for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So this one, not on Blue Note, but very cool to own a Lee Morgan album from recording from that time period. And this is, like I said, so on Specialty, but the Canadian pressing was pressed up by Regency. So they were the ones who pressed up. This is what it looks like. It's still a deep groove. Has the deep groove on here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'll give you a needle drop on this just for the sake it's of the time. I know not everyone's bag this period of jazz, but it's typical from the period. I know a lot of people are fans of this style of jazz, late 50s bop, but a lot of people in BC are more into the 70s spiritual bag, but which I love both. But what I love on here is there's a version of Whisper Not, which is one of my favorite Lee Morgan recordings that I have on one of his Blue Note albums. So this is side one. And here, great playing. Bit think the US, there's another release, the US pressing maybe has like a greenish blue cover. So that was a sweet birthday gift. Another gift I got was from a friend of mine, and he got me Flying Lotus, Los Angeles. So great to have this. I had it digitally, hadn't listened to it too much. I've spun it a few times. Very, very, I mean, you guys know Flying Lotus. I have And You're Dead on vinyl, so this is my second Flying Lotus on LP. And this is just awesome packaging, beautiful gatefold, with, it kind of opens up to complete the package here. This is on warp, and you have really nice sleeves, artwork on the sleeves, a nice thick cardboard with, there's a man Flying Lotus, and obviously the labels, which all look different. So cool to add this to the collection. Very thankful that when you get records as gifts from friends, it doesn't happen often. That friend is actually someone who is into records, so that's why he was able to pick something for me. It's hard for other people who don't know records and know music to pick something who, you know, because they don't know what I like, what I have, what I don't have. They wouldn't know where to start. Anyway, can't get this back in. So on to other purchases. A few records. I think I picked these up in Montreal before I left. I visited a store that I'd been to only a couple times and never really bought anything, but I found a few records that I liked. So this one is one I had on CD, and it's Sunny Chris. This is Chris on Prestige Records. And this is from the late 60s, soul jazz, and I remember this has Walter Davis on piano, Sonny Chris plays alto sax, Paul Chambers on bass, and Alan Dawson. And I remember this is one of the CDs that I listened to a lot. It's on the blue Prestige label. Great soul jazz of the time, and I remember Black Coffee being a standout, which is the first track on side A. There's a version of Skylark and other tracks, Greasy, Steve's Blues. So if you don't know this and you like soulful jazz, trying to reduce the glare, I definitely recommend this, Sunny Chris on Prestige. I believe it's from 66 or 67, I can't remember. 66 on Prestige. Another Prestige, Sonny Phillips, Black Magic. Actually, I think that Sunny Chris I picked up in Toronto. This is the Prestige that I picked up in Montreal. But another one on that label, the blue Prestige label. It's my second Sonny Phillips record. I have Sure Enough, which I love. This is an earlier one. It has Sonny Phillips on organ and electric piano, Eddie Pazant, Melvin Sparks, Jimmy Lewis, Ben Dixon, and Buddy Caldwell. I haven't listened to this much. What? Let's give you guys a little taste. I actually since recently bought another one on eBay, his other Prestige release. Let's see how much this grooves. Funky, soul jazz, organ. So always happy to add Prestiges to the collection. That's nice. So another soul jazz one I picked up, Brother Jack McDuff, Tobacco Road. This is mostly, I think they do covers on here. I had recently picked up Moon Rapping. This is from around the same period, not on the level of Moon Rapping, but still nice to add it to the collection. Nice in beautiful shape, gatefold on Atlantic. And I saw an original copy of Moon Rapping while in Toronto at Cosmos. It was like $90 or something, so I was happy with my reissue. It is on the green and blue label. So from the late 60s. I think this one's from 67 or something. Anyway, so happy to pick that up. Tobacco Road, Brother Jack McDuff on Atlantic. And the other one I picked up at that store is this, a Blue Note, one that I have on CD, Doing the Thing, Horace Silver Quintet at the Village Gate. Very happy to find this. Not in a perfect shape, but I was happy to get it, I think, for 20 bucks. This is a stereo copy. And it's it has the Van Gelder stamp as well as the Plastilite little stamping key, which is known as the ear. Which is always nice to find for 20 bucks and in pretty good shape. The record plays well. And it's one that I had on CD that I loved. It has Blue Mitchell on trumpet, Junior Cook on tenor sax, Horace Silver on piano, obviously Gene Taylor on bass, and Roy Brooks on drums. And there's this is a live date, and Filthy McNasty is the track on here, the first track that I remember, one of my favorite jazz tracks that I used to listen to on CD back in the day. Just really grooves. Filthy McNasty. And this is one from the kind of early 60s, I think 61 or 62, 63, around there, Horace Silver. So yeah, I was happy to find that for not too expensive. Now on to my Toronto pickups, other than the Sunny Crisp, which I already showed. And another Pharoah Sanders to the collection. Very happy to add this to the collection. Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. Deaf, Dumb, Blind, Sumun, Bukmun, Umyun. I messed that up, that's for sure. But anyway, this is one of several Pharoah Sanders that I didn't have, Karma being one of them. This is gold. Spiritual jazz, love it. It has an incredible lineup of Pharoah Sanders, Woody Shaw, Gary Bartz, Lonnie Liston Smith, Cecil McBee, Clifford Jarvis, Nathaniel Bettis, Anthony Wiles. I'm sure you guys all have this or know it. I had seen it once before, and when I'd gone back to pick it up in Montreal, it was gone. But very happy to find an original copy of this. US pressing on Impulse, added to the Impulse collection. So just continuing this video on my computer camera. The other one shut off and too lazy to set it up again. Anyway, where was I? I was showing, I was about to show you guys this, the Herbie Hancock Crossings that I picked up, also in Toronto. I don't know why my camera seems to do that sometimes. When I plug it into my computer to show it off, so I can see when I'm filming, and it shuts off automatically, cuts off the video. Anyway, so I picked this up. I didn't know this at all. It's from the early 70s period, so that funky Herbie period with the Mwandishi band, or whatever he calls himself, Mwandishi. They all have names on this. So Mwandishi, Herbie Hancock. What are the other ones? MWILE is for Benny Maupin, Mweli, and I can't even, not even going to attempt to pronounce the rest of them, for Buster Williams, and Miganga for Eddie Henderson. So this is the 70s, early 70s Herbie band, which we all love so much. Well, maybe not all, but I do, and I didn't know this one. So happy to pick that up. Herbie Hancock Crossings, original pressing on Warner Brothers. And what else did I pick up? Harlem Bush Music. So this has both volumes, the Taifa and Uru NTU Troop. The cover is actually mashed up, but the record's in good shape. It's on Milestone. So NTU Troop, Gary Bartz. Love, love, love this music. I've had it digitally, and love it. Right now we're still listening to what I showed before, the Sonny Phillips Black Magic, which is grooving right here. What else did I grab? So driving down street with my girlfriend, she's like, boom, record store. I was like, run in, check it out. Not really a good record store. Well, not good. Not for me. Brand new. A couple of girls opened it. They didn't have much used stuff, mostly new. They just started, but it was a small jazz section, mostly new stuff. But I did find an original copy of Sonny Rollins' The Bridge on RCA Victor, Deep Groove. This is a Canadian pressing, but it has the RCA Deep Groove label. I kind of like this camera better, although it's not as crazy sharp. It is better for showing labels because I can get it up close. It's just a different perspective. What do you guys think? The other one's a pain to set up and get the focus right. Great music. This, I think, was after a return. It was his return. He had taken a couple years off, but this is from '62. Yeah, 1962, and this is great Sonny Rollins. I don't have any early Sonny Rollins, like 50s, early 60s Sonny Rollins before this, other than on CD, but nice to get that on vinyl. Pick this up. This I actually bought at Cosmos. Was the only one I did pick up. Wasn't too expensive, but I feel still expensive. As much as the most you'd want to pay for this record. Not that it's not a good record, just that you can find them online easily on Discogs and stuff. In Canada, in Montreal specifically, I never see any Gil Scott-Heron records, and he's one of my favorite. And I can't find it. Originals doesn't exist here, and I want to get them all, and this is my only one. As Johannesburg, I'd love to get more, so I'm just gonna have to buy them online, I guess. The other good thing with this camera is I don't look pale as all hell. I mean, I'm still pale, but the other one just looked horrible, so bright. And that was with the curtains closed. Anyway, I picked up this, another one of my favorite artists, adding to my Curtis Mayfield collection, Sweet Exorcist on Curtum. Very happy to get this. Starting to get closer to completing the run of albums that I want from Curtis Mayfield. Now I have picked up Superfly recently. I showed that. I got Curtis, and I have Roots, so that's 4. There's No Place Like America, and there's one or two others. There's a live one that I have on CD, which is amazing. And there's another one. Is it Future Shock, or is that just the track? I don't know. There's another 1 or 2 albums that I want to get of his from the 70s that I absolutely love. So that basically does it for records that I picked up over the past month. I also got this as a gift. I already had a vinyl clock. I don't know if you guys have any of these. This one's a little bit better. It's 2 records glued together, I guess. And then this part is, I don't know if you can see that, elevated. So it's not just a record with the hands stuck in. They did a little work, and you have these numbers carved into it. The other ones that I have is just the records with the hands. No, none of these dots or engravings here anyways. So pretty cool. And the record is Fleetwood Mac, Penguin. So I'll probably put this right up there so I can see time passing by as I listen to records. Anyway, wearing my Vinyl Junkie shirt, the NeedleGroove shirt. One of the ones that's available on the site. This is Vinyl Junkie tattooed onto the arm here. If you consider yourself a vinyl junkie, and then you have the tone arm, the needle going straight into your veins. For those of you that can't get enough of the vinyl. Anyway, that's it. Oh, the other thing I want to say is I got an email from Numero Group. I don't know if you guys are on their mailing list or not, but they're having a sale this week because they're moving their head office. So almost all their records before that weren't released this year are on sale. A few, I don't know what the percentage is, but not bad. So I ordered a few of those. You guys might want to get on that. They have so many, and they're not all amazing, but there's definitely a lot of records there that are worth checking out. So if you're into Numero Group, go to their website. They're having a sale till August 31st because they don't want to move everything. So, yeah, you can get a discount on those, which isn't, you always pay full price for those. Anyway, hope everyone's well. Take care. Peace.